Parapsychology Today, a program of investigation into the realms of the unknown. Suspend your mind for a moment and journey to a world beyond the five senses. Parapsychology Today is a program exploring ideas, theories, and concepts that have been around since ancient times. We'll journey to outer worlds and inner worlds. We'll look into such phenomena as past lives, UFOs, and hauntings. And we'll explore psychic ability as it relates to human potential. We do not intend to prove or persuade, but rather present theories and personal stories of ventures into the world of parapsychology. Whatever your beliefs, we hope this program will start you thinking about a reality beyond the five senses.
Hi, and welcome to our show, Parapsychology Today. Glad you're joining us again. I'm really excited to introduce Connie Hill as my guest today. Connie is an astrologer. Boy, wait till you find out what it has to do to become an astrologer. It blows my mind. Connie, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, because I mentioned it is technical and it's pretty much involved, what got you interested in astrology?
It's a long story, but I'll make it as quick as possible. When I was moving out here from the Midwest, my ex-husband and I had some psychic readings, and they talked about astrology and about the children that I would have. And all the way out here, I spent my time, every time we would stop in a town, I'd go to their bookstore and buy whatever books I could find on astrology, and just studied and loved it. And but what I found was that it was really difficult because there's so much that's involved with astrology. You know, you think it's just the sun sign, but there are 10 planets and there are lots of other things. And you look at a chart and there are 10 planets, 12 signs, and 12 houses, and you mix all of those together, and it's really complicated.
So you have to really love it to want to do it, I would think. And so you were interested in metaphysics originally if you went to a psychic, right? And it seems fortuitous that it led you into astrology. So where'd you get your training then?
I studied with a bunch of different teachers here, mainly here in the Portland area. And some of them are not with us anymore, and some of them are. I've taken courses from Stephen Forrest, who is an evolutionary astrologer, and I'm trying to think of some of the other people, but you know, lots of different people. And the last number of years, I've done a lot online. You can take classes online.
Oh, so you've been teaching as well as reading?
Well, I've been teaching. I've taught classes, mainly introductory classes. But yes, I've taught and have done readings and have taken classes.
So how many years now would you say you've been an astrologer?
I started learning about it about 50 years ago.
Oh, so you know your stuff.
Yes, I've been doing astrology I've been doing readings since 1981.
Wow.
So however many years that is.
Now but astrology is old. Tell us a little, can you tell us about the history of astrology? Where does it come from and how old is it?
Well, I guess I don't know that much about where it came from, but I know that it really is old, and many of the people from the past studied the stars and really looked and knew what kinds of things were happening, and looked at eclipses and equinoxes and so on, and used those to predict different things that happened.
You know what, it amazes me how planets can affect our lives, but if I narrow it down to like the moon, doesn't it cost I don't know if it's
tides.
The tides.
Yeah.
You know, it seems very scientific, and yet it's still out there like paranormal to me. Now, So we won't talk about the zodiacs because, like we said, we were talking before we did the show, and there's so much to this. I wanted to bring up the idea that there was a song years ago called The Age of Aquarius. And I love the lyrics because it says, when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding. No more falsehoods or derisions, golden living dreams of visions, mystic crystal revelation, and the mind's true liberation. Aquarius, Aquarius. And that sounds so like an enlightened age. And it was sung, now this is so synchronistic, by the 5th dimension.
Right,
Now,
right.
what can you say about Aquarius?
Well, Aquarius or the Age of Aquarius?
The Age of Aquarius.
Okay. The Age of Aquarius is something that lots of people talk about. And some people say, oh, we went into the Age of Aquarius back in the 1900s, 1990s. And if you look on the web, it says in some places that maybe the Age of Aquarius doesn't begin until 2600. And we're dealing with Western astrology. Eastern astrology says we're in the age of Virgo. So it's sort of whose opinion do you...
Yeah.
But I think that we are moving into a new age. And we've got some struggles. There are many people who don't want to move into that age. But there are also, you know, it's lots of things that are happening that we're not in control of.
Mm-hmm.
And you look around and there's struggles about taking care of other people and taking care of humanity, but then there are struggles about not doing that. And so those are some of the things that relate to Aquarius. Aquarius is also about being unique, being different, not like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just like the idea that it's about love and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it sounds
Mm-hmm.
like a really good age to be in.
Yes.
Well, we can manifest that if we want to. I'll do a show on manifestation.
Okay.
Now, what information, now since you've been an astrologer for a long time, what information, now if I wanted to come to you and have you do my chart, what would I have to give you for you to do it?
I would need your birth date and birthplace and your birth time. And I do have some people who come to me who don't have any way of figuring out what time they were born.
Mm-hmm.
And so for those people,
And
what
they don't
I
remember
usually,
either, do they?
Right, right.
They can't
For
remember.
those people, I just do a 6 a.m. chart. And so that doesn't give quite as much information, but it can be very helpful.
Mm-hmm. I remember I had my chart done and I didn't know what time I was born, and I have a
Couldn't
British.
remember.
No, well, I couldn't remember. Plus, I had a British birth certificate, and it wasn't on my birth certificate. So I think maybe my aunt remembered or my mom, and because the first time they did it early in the morning, and it didn't sound like me. But when they did the other time, it sounded more like me. So I think the time can make a bit of a difference.
It does. It
Yeah.
really does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So why would a person come to you for a reading?
Well, some people just want to come because they're interested. They want to find out more. But mostly what I find is that people have things that are going on in their life, or they're wanting to make changes, or they're wanting to figure things out. And so they come to an astrologer. Mm-hmm. And I find typically people come to me when they are going through changes. Like a lot of people come to an astrologer the first time at the end of the 30s, beginning of the 40s. That's sort of a midlife crisis time. Or they'll come when
I
they're...
should wait till they're older.
Right. Some people come when they're...
I love my 40s.
And when they're in their 50s, 60s, in that time frame. And then I get some who come to me when they're around the late 20s, early 30s, and there are different cycles that are happening at each of those times.
That makes sense. Yeah. Can you, without mentioning a name, can you mention a chart you did that helped a person?
Sometimes I do charts and I'll look at maybe a couple, and maybe they're having some issues and they come into me and we talk about what's going on. And I did a reading last fall for a couple that were really struggling. And after we went through and looked at the differences and the things that were going on in their charts, they really felt like they got back together again.
Did you have to do each one separately?
No, what I did was what I call a comparison chart. I had actually done both of their charts before, but I did what was called a comparison chart, and that compared, different things in their chart.
Oh, so you did an astrology chart, and then the special kind of chart. Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Comparison chart.
Right.
What is that? I mean, if we have time, what is that and how do you do that?
Well, a normal chart, a person's natal chart has one circle, and a comparison chart puts the other person's chart in a second circle around that. And then I look at, well, what's going on? Where are they connected or where are they not connected? And, maybe a person, the two people have their Mercury in different signs, and signs that are not, I don't want to say not compatible, but not easy to work with. And so their communications abilities, it's like they were going at cross purposes.
Blows my mind. I mean, what the influences on us. I mean, we just can't be born and do our good thing or do our, whatever. We were influenced by the planets, by DNA, by past lives, by, oh my gosh. But this is very interesting.
Thank you.
Is there a part of astrology that you really like?
Well, there are a couple of things in astrology that I really like. One is the fact that people come to me and share some really personal things with me when they're doing a reading. It's like we're talking about really things that they don't want to tell a lot of people.
You're like I didn't want to tell when I was born.
Right. And
but I trusted you. You're not sharing it.
It's like when they come to me, they have to trust me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's something I really love that people want to share with me. Also, there are certain planets and so on that I really like better than others.
Really?
And, like the moon. I work with the moon a lot. And the moon, you look up in the sky, and for a new moon, which is a beginning phase, you see a little sliver. For the full moon, you see the whole circle.
There's an expression, waxing and waning. Waxing is when it's growing, and waning is when it's getting smaller.
Right.
Yeah.
So between the new moon and the full moon, it's getting bigger. And between the full moon and the next new moon, it's getting smaller. And I remember a store that I worked at, they wouldn't hire people on the time between the full moon and the new moon, because they felt like that was taking energy away rather than giving energy.
Interesting.
And so, anyway, yeah.
Now we're talking about the moon now. In, I think, Italian, the moon is Luna. And they used to talk about when a full moon, there was a lot of crime, and because people got lunatic, they became lunatics.
Well, there was a big thing about more babies being born during the full moon. And I don't know. I mean, I've read different reports that say, nah, that's not true. But I think that there is at least a little bit more things happening. I remember when I was raising my daughters, we lived next door to a tavern, and every full moon or many full moons, the police would be out because
Yeah, that's what I
people
heard
would-
too. Yeah.
yeah,
People go lunatic.
right,
Luna.
exactly, exactly.
That's interesting. Yeah. So the moon is interesting. Now, I'm going to blow your mind a little. I'm not
Okay.
saying I believe it, but I've heard some people say that the moon is actually a planet. I'm not a planet. It's actually a space thing. It's really not real. It's metal and there's people inside. I mean, I don't know. This is parapsychology today,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm going to go out
Right.
there. I don't care. I mean, I'm saying I believe it, but I'm open to all kinds of ideas.
And I guess I just see it as a body out there
Yeah.
that is connected to the earth and is impacting us. And whether it's
Real or not.
real or not, it is impacting us.
us. Yes,
Right.
and you study, you know that.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about retrogrades. This is always fascinating. Can you do that? Yeah, when they say when Mercury's in retrograde. Now I did a show one time in another cable station, and I had a psychic on, and I forget what we were talking about, but we couldn't get the cameras to work in anything.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, Mercury's in retrograde. I said, thanks for telling me now. 20 minutes later, we finally got the mechanicals to work. So when Mercury goes retrograde, what does it mean?
Well, what I find with any planet except the moon can go retrograde, and the sun, and so those two don't, but all of the rest of them do. And there are, when the planet is retrograde, it's like the energy is more internal.
Is it spinning backwards or
No,
what? Oh.
it looks like it, and it's
It
it's
looks like
only-
it. That's why I call it Mercury.
It's like you're sitting on a train and another one goes by, and then you catch up and go past it, and the other train looks like it's going backwards. That's sort of the
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
right. So.
Yeah. So it's not really going backwards. It just looks that
It just
way.
appears like it is, right?
Oh.
And that energy, when Mercury is in that retrograde phase, a lot of people say, well, don't do that and don't do this. And
Yeah,
my feeling is, don't stop your life.
No, right.
Keep going with it. But just if Mercury is retrograde, be careful. And so if you're going to sign a contract, read it carefully.
Oh, really?
Maybe get a second opinion.
Maybe don't go to a tavern.
Right. Also, I think Mercury retrograde is a time when, if you can put off buying a car,
Yes.
not buy it then.
Sign any contract. Yeah.
Right. If you
Yeah,
can put
that's
it
good to
off,
know.
great.
It's only
But-
for a couple of weeks usually, right?
Right. It's like about 3 weeks for Mercury.
I heard that Mercury is going retrograde in August, and you
Yes.
mentioned and there are going to be a bunch of planets that are going to be in retrograde too. So does that make things intense for August? Do you know?
I think there are only going to be 4 planets that are retrograde at that time.
Uh-huh.
Last year in September we had 7
Wow.
retrograde at the same time.
What happened last
So,
September? I don't remember.
I don't either.
I guess it wasn't that big a deal.
I think that it's like we're going inside and trying to figure out what's going on for ourselves. So.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So if a client comes to you and they want you to do their chart, they don't have to know anything about astrology.
Nope.
Okay.
They don't need to know anything about astrology. They come and they ask me. I'm the expert in astrology. And so what I do is just look at their chart and look at what kinds of things are happening. I remember back for myself, back in 2000, my birthday, I'm an Aquarian. You were talking about Aquarius.
Yeah. I was
And,
jealous of Aquarius because, it sounded like a great,
I think it's the best,
oh, well, Pisces isn't too bad.
I know. But that birthday, there was an eclipse that sat on my sun and a couple of other things that were going on. And I ended up, like a couple days later, breaking my ankle and being...
When? How
that
old
was
were you?
in 2000.
Oh my gosh.
And
You think that had some influence?
I think it did. Yes.
Oh
yes.
dear. How can we protect ourselves here?
Well, I think I was being careless, and I was running, and
Okay.
the grass was
Okay.
icy and so on. So,
Yeah. Well.
but in the you know, I thought that was a terrible thing to happen, but in the end, it actually was very positive. So there
Oh,
were many
how
things
so?
That,
I can't think of breaking your ankle could be positive, but I don't know.
it
They made your
helped
ankle
me,
smaller?
It helped me in a job that I was in.
Oh.
And you know, I was able to do a lot of things that I would not have been able to do if that had happened.
So it worked out for you.
Right.
Now we weren't going to talk about the zodiac, but I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I mean, you know.
Well, let's talk about you. Your son is Pisces.
Yeah.
And that's the final sign of the zodiac.
Yes.
And Pisces can be, I'm going to talk about the two sides of Pisces.
Okay, no, that's all right.
They can be sort of flaky. You know, they can be, you know, sort of out there and.
Well, I am out there, but but I'm not flaky.
And not pay attention to stuff. But also, Pisces is about being very spiritual. I don't know how many people, or you might believe in this, but I find that
I'll be open to it.
Many Pisceans can communicate with people who have passed. And
I haven't
so,
done that yet, but I'm open to it. And
Yeah.
I had an aunt who saw dead people, so I mentioned it on another show, so I know it's in my family.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So your moon is in Libra, and Libra is about balance. And so there is a part of you that really wants to be balanced. And the thing about Libra is that people are trying to be balanced, and they may not be. It's like they sort of go back and forth trying to get into balance.
But I am in balance.
Good.
No, I mean, is that what you're saying I am?
I'm saying that you're trying to be
I'm
in
trying to be
balance,
balanced,
right?
okay.
And the thing about Libra is that it's okay not to be in balance all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So my chart pretty good?
And I think every chart has.
You said that, yes. I remember we
positives.
talked
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, yeah. So I think it's fun to know about it, and if it, you know, like I said, I had my charts done before, and one I didn't have my birth time, and it didn't seem like me, but then the other one did. I mean, you know who you are, so so anyway. Okay, so before we go, I want to mention that you sometimes do readings at Inner Oasis here. Tell us about that, McMinnville. Tell us what you do.
What I do is I pick a Saturday, and actually I have two coming up. We don't know when the show is going to be.
You can mention the dates.
Okay. I will be there on August the 10th, and I do 8 mini sessions and 15-minute sessions for people, and you can call and reserve your spot.
Inner Oasis here in McMinnville.
Right.
Inner Oasis.
So
yes.
I'm going to be there on the 10th of August and the 12th of October.
Okay, and I think this will air several times, and so people will know that it's, you know, time appropriate. If they watch this after August 10th, they missed you.
They missed me until October.
Until October,
Right,
but so they'll probably find you.
And the thing is, they can always connect with me by calling Inner Oasis.
Okay, and we're also going to put your email on the screen so people,
Okay.
we always want people to be able to get a hold of our guests. Now you have something here, this chart. I don't know if I can hold it to the camera or what. It's just so complicated. Now this was today's, did we talk about this? We talked about mine. This is today's chart. This is the chart for today. I don't, can you, it's kind of hard to see, but see how you can at least see how complicated it is.
Right, right.
So tell me a little bit about that.
So let me have it back. and
Okay.
I-
Or can you point with the, okay.
So in the chart.
Right there. See, that's why I was holding it, because I'm in front of the camera.
Okay. Well, it's
Okay,
Okay.
good. You got it. You got it. Don't mind me. You know more than I do now.
so one of the things. This was the beginning time of our interview when it was supposed to start, and the sun is in the 10th house, and so that house has to do with who we are in the public, how we show ourselves in the public. And I always find that if the sun is there,
you know what? Let's hold this
Okay.
more straight.
Okay.
I think that. See
Okay.
that? Now you can see it better.
All right.
Sort of.
So it's like that energy of our who we are is in that house, and then this house down here, there are a bunch of things in that, and that has to do with the work that we do, and that we're putting our energy out there.
You and I, right now.
Right.
We're out there, people. Yeah.
The moon is in that house.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, it looked really positive to me.
Oh, good.
So,
Well, I hope it is.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Now, is there
Yeah.
anything we didn't? We have a few minutes left.
Okay.
Is there anything that we didn't cover that you'd like to talk about? I mean, this is complicated, and there's so much. We didn't talk about the zodiacs, but there's so much to talk about.
You know, I guess I've found that people are afraid to come because they think that it's against their religion. And astrology really has nothing to do with religion. It is, it does not harm anyone or go against the religion. What I have found a lot of times is that people can really, if they're going through a struggle, astrology can really help them look at what's really going on here and how long is it going to last, and maybe give a couple of suggestions about what they can do.
Like you mentioned, that couple that was struggling, and they came and had their charts done, and it helped them. It improved their marriage, their communications.
Right. I've had
Seems
that
good to me.
happen several times
Yeah.
with couples. And it can happen with just a person who comes too. So.
No, we did bring this up, I don't think, I might be repeating myself, but we talked about that everything has a chart. The earth, the country, like United States has a chart. You say from the beginning, any beginning.
Anything
Has a beginning.
that has a beginning.
So it has a date.
Right.
And you can do a chart on it.
Right.
So how would that help a person? Like say I want to start a business. I started a business at a certain time. You could tell me if it's going to do well or what I need to do to help it?
Well, if you're going to start a business, that's a great thing to go to an astrologer and say, when is a good time to do this? And like maybe not start it during Mercury retrograde.
Really?
Maybe wait a couple weeks after and see what's going on then. Yeah, I've done a number of charts for businesses.
That's great.
Yeah.
And we've only got about a minute or so
Okay.
left, but that's okay. I like to talk, and I want you to talk. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you'd like to mention before we go? I mean, we covered a lot, but there's still astrology. We didn't really do the zodiacs, but people get the idea that reading your chart, your birth, does make a difference. Do we pick the day we're born? I'm talking about reincarnation.
Well, I think we do.
You think we pick the
we
day we're
do.
gonna be
I
born?
think we pick the
Yeah,
day
that's
and the
another
time and
the
all
time-
of that
really?
stuff. Yeah.
We pick the day, we pick the time.
Right.
Yeah, I'm open to that.
Even if we were, say, born cesarean section.
Oh,
I
really?
think that we choose the time that we're coming into this
World.
this earth plane.
Yeah, I love
And,
that.
Yeah.
Well, they say like weird things, I'm not going to get into, but weird things are happening now that say a lot of us has picked this time to be born because we're going to help usher into a new world.
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
great. Well, thank you, Connie. You've been great. I appreciate you coming. And I want to thank the studio audience for watching. And also, I want to let you know that we have a email now, and Kelly's going to put it up at the credits. So if you have any suggestions on topics, If you want to give us some topics that you'd like to hear, if there are people that you want to be on our show, even if you want to be on the show, just contact us and let us know. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what you'd like us to do better. We'll do our best. Remember, this is Parapsychology Today, so if you make some suggestions, it's going to be on, you know, the woo-woo stuff or alternative healing. So thank you for watching, and I want to thank MCM TV for having us and helping us. I want to thank Kyle and Phil, the two guys that work here. They've always been a great help, and we appreciate your help, and we appreciate that we can use your facility. Thank you so much. Please watch us again. It's Parapsychology Today. Thank you. Goodbye.